Hey miners, friends, community members. Well, you know me. I'm Will, and you're watching PelishCrypto and Cats of Crypto TV. So let's talk about this a little bit in this box. Okay, guys. So I ordered this from our friends at Jingle Mining about a week ago. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks. Okay, and it comes in. It's one of the older models. I always wanted one of these. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. Of course, we do have a discount code for them, or you can reach out to us and we can hook you up if you want to as well. But I'm going to say this does 1,000, almost 1,040 mega hash, or just almost 1.1 giga hash at 480 watts, which is essentially, you know, the same as some of these. So to give you kind of an idea what's going on there. So there we go. That's a little bit better. Had to do that. So let me get into this and we'll talk a little bit about it, and talk a little bit about Jingle Mining, and then we'll do another separate video to review the product, to show you how to set it up and everything. So I'll be right back. Let me cut the box open so I can show you what's going on. So as I open this up, of course, you know, it's supposed to be with kind of like a server, so you can put this into a server case. I'm sorry, my video is kind of so at the moment. My apologies. So you're supposed to get the handles, right? And of course you have the US plug that they sent us, right? No biggie. I know, I'm just not doing the greatest job today, but I'll do what I can. Okay, and you have the screws for starters. Whoop! I need to back it up. Maybe put it on my glasses so I can actually see what I'm doing. When I pop the top, of course, first thing that I get out of this is, there she is. That's what she looks like. And I'll tell you right now, she runs at 480 watts and about 50 decibels, which is really good for home mining. It does not, this one, from what I can see, does not have a Wi-Fi built into it. There's no antennas, but we will look more further into that when we get into it. Of course, your typical, you know, Ethernet port, your little miniature fan, your plug for, you know, obviously your cable, on-off switch, right? And it is, as I flip it upside down, the JasMiner X4-Q, Q for quiet, of course. And it really literally is about the size of your general desktop these days. I mean, comparatively speaking, they're pretty much the same height. So, like I said, I'm going to get this hooked up, show you how to do things. But if you give me a minute, I'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about Jingle Mining and some of the stuff that they have, as they are the sponsor of this video. So miners, let me tell you a little bit about Jingle Mining, of course, which you see here. Of course, they've got plenty of different products, like this Avalon Nano Q from Canon, which is 90 terahashes at 18.6 joules per terahash, and it will run on your US standard outlet 20 amp breaker if you're interested in that. So you don't have to have a big 240 amp plug or 30 amp outlet. We have gold shell miners for the big and the small for home miners, of course, as well as the JasMiners, which primarily run for Ethereum Classic. As you can see there, I just mentioned the Canon products, the Jingle Miners, of course, right? You have your solo miners, your trackers, and your other solo miners, some Ice River products as well for your Caspa and KS0 Fun for Aleo and so on. We've got Flu Miner products as well. It's like I just mentioned, the Solo BTC Jingle Miner 1.2 terahash. So much stuff. And for bigger operations, they have fog hashing, immersion kits, and they have, of course, mining hosting with various abilities to provide you with services at 7 cents per kilowatt hour. If you go on over, you can use our discount code if you're interested in purchasing PMVC007 to get 1% off. Well, miners, what we're going to do for this one is we can use several different pools if you wanted to, but I'm going to use unminable.com for what we're doing for this. It's really simple to get started. You can, realistically, there are two algorithms inside the JasMiner that you can get set up. It's ETH or ETH hash, or if you want to scroll on over, you can find ETC hash, for example, right? Now, I already have this set up in mind. I recommend, if you're going to do a JasMiner these days, do ETC hash, okay? So they're going to tell you, very simple, it's just ETH hash and your SSL ports or your TCP ports, okay? But we're going to do the easiest way possible and how to do this and going through. There's a wizard in here, there's an easy mining app, step-by-step guide. We're going to grab like LOL Miner, and just for example, you know, you can put it in there. I personally have it set up in mining already, so we're just going to grab the address and we're going to hit start over here. And I'm not going to use the desktop miner, although people have. Okay, and we have ETC hash. So we scroll through here, and if you look at we'll say it was 1040 mega hash is what it comes down to. You get about 30,000 WEN a day on just this alone, if that's something you're interested in. When you go through here, how to set up our guided setup, as they put it, I literally go advanced and I'll select graphics card because that's what we want. ETC hash. We'll put when you put your address in here, right? It's a Solana token, right? Let me move me, and I hit next, and I can go global or US. I always go by your location. TCP 333. You should have this set up to where you can change the name here. Also, a referral code. A lot of people have them. You can continue without it. It shaves you like 0.25% realistically. And then, of course, when you go to look this up, this is the only part that you need inside. So let me show you. Alright, well, miners, as you can see, I'm in my JasMiner right now, and I've had this connected for 3 hours and 24 minutes, okay? What happens when you go down here and you go to miner, for the JasMiners, especially the 4Q or any of them, you don't put the TCP portion in there, okay? TC stands TCP, it knows it by default. Of course, like it shows here, you're going to need your, whatever token it is, your wallet address, dot your worker name. And in this case, it is JasMiner. And I have a discount code for RPM, which I'm borrowing one from Red Panda Mining. So you can use that if you want. The password is always going to be X. Now, keep in mind, when you get this in here, and these JasMiners, it takes about 30 minutes for these to do what you need to do. The default password of these is always root. The user ID is always root. I recommend you change them and write it down on paper somewhere later, or maybe put it in a cell phone and a notepad or something. But as you can see, I am doing rather well with where I'm at. Like I said, like I mentioned, you know, 1040 mega hash. You're getting 30,000 a day. You're getting, just on this alone, you're getting almost $1 million a month. Presently, I have more than one miner on this particular token, and I didn't harvest any yesterday, so we're up to about 250,000 of them, turning things on and off. And I have a KS0 on there, as well as you can see the X2 from iPolo, the JasMiner, and an older iPolo miner, which is about the size like this. And we're getting, almost 3 gigahash total. If you want to run that out, that's 3,000 megahash. So we're doing pretty good. The whole thing here, with the amount that we receive roughly every 5 minutes, as you can see in the auto conversion, because you are mining Ethereum Classic and it does auto convert. And that's what unminable does with this. And you can see that the numbers go up and down depending on which miner is bringing in the most. I have 4 online. Presently, if you're looking to change miners, or you're looking to go, there's a ton of different coins. Even Bitcoin, you can use Ethereum Classic Miner, the JasMiner to grab Bitcoin, Zealous 1inch, Volta, Aave, Cardano, and so on over on Unminable. Anyway, that pretty much concludes where we're at with this video, guys. So on that note, I wish you guys all to have a great day and happy mining. This only took me a week for this JasMiner to get. I can't complain, seriously. So take care, and I will speak with you very soon. See you on the next one.